Hi, Dr. Mayberry. My name is Andrew Davids, and this is my presentation for Topic 1's assignment, Planning for Effective Communication. Here, I've listed some strategies for effective communication with your team members. First, be punctual. I've always thought that being on time to meetings and functions, work functions, is a good way to not only get the respect of your coworkers, but to also make sure that you're involved in all the conversations and things going on at that meeting. And it's hard to communicate effectively if you miss out on the first 5 or 10 minutes of what's being said. So I think being punctual and being on time is a good way to start with effective communication. Second and third, listening to what is being said and asking questions when you have it. I think, really truly listening and not just hearing is an important skill to be able to have for effective communication. And then not being afraid to speak up and ask questions if you have misunderstandings or need clarification. That's actually something that I really work on with my students, is speaking up and asking questions and being a self-advocate when you need it. Providing positive and honest feedback, I think, is another good way of establishing, the rapport and trust of your cohort. And so I think by doing all these, effective communication is a lot easier to come by. Some challenges to communication with higher ed. I actually saw some research that cited the generational gap between some professors. With younger people who are just coming into the college or higher education instructional career field, and then you have the ones who've been there for a long time and maybe should have retired a long time ago. Obviously their methods and forms of communication are going to be different, and so within or between colleagues, that can be a potentially challenging thing to overcome, making sure that everybody is on the same page and has the same methods of communication so that we can all stay on the same page. And the second one is kind of speculation on my part. I've never actually worked in a higher education environment, but from what I remember from when I was on campus at school with my undergrad, I didn't ever see my professors in the same location at the same time. And so it seemed to me, everybody had their offices throughout the building, not in one location. And so it seemed to me like it was a pretty individual environment when it came to my professors and my instructors. And I may be wrong, but I feel like that would lend itself to not having very effective communication strategies between my colleagues. If I had my office down this hall and somebody else had their office down this hall and somebody else across the building, and I just feel like that would not be a very effective way to communicate and stay in touch with your colleagues. A couple of de-escalation strategies, should anything come up and should we need to use them. The first, again, is openness and honesty. I think that's a very important part of communication, is to, not sugarcoat, anything, and make sure that what you mean is what you say, but also finding a way to say that and communicate that in a way that's not going to come off as offensive or something like that. And then lastly, I think finding a common goal is a very important part of de-escalation. And as instructors and teachers, our common goal should be the betterment and the education of our students. And so I think if both people involved in whatever argument or escalated situation, if both people can remind themselves that, hey, we're in this for the students, I'm sure that we can find a way to get to this common goal of helping to educate and helping our students learn. I think that will kind of bring us back down to earth and realize that it's not just about me, it's not just about us. Our students are the most important thing in this situation. There's my research. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.